It's predictable. Predictably painful. You know, it's like hard work.
Keep going. Don't give up. Oh, man.
I like the way it moves. I like the way your body moves when you're doing it.
You know, put them in the wall until you figure out how to, cup them to make them stay.
The feeling of my feet and hands inside of the rock making that contact and connection.
It hurts sometimes, and it's kind of knowing that you have that mental power to kind of work through that.
You know, the pain and the sharpness and managing that and being able to maintain your focus.
This is not my jam or my peanut butter.
I think it's a really cool skill to have and very empowering.
I like that it's sort of magical, like it's not an obvious way to climb, that you're creating special pressures inside the rock that let you pull up.
It's a huge necessity out here to have the endurance to be able to hold a hand jam, hold a foot jam, and be able to place gear and just be confident that your body parts are going to stay in the cracks.
It's kind of like a puzzle. It's really exciting. It's really exciting to see other people succeed as well.
Small cuts, on your hands, on your shoulders, the off width, hiking up. It's all hard work.
What we do here is go back.
When I first started, I practiced all the different sizes. So I learned how to hand jam thumbs up, thumbs down, finger lock up, finger lock down.
It's one of those things that was just not super easy to wrap my head around at first. And so it was just something that I wanted to keep going at and try to figure out.
Crack climbing is not as intuitive as face climbing.
The first few times you do it, it definitely is difficult and it gets very, very frustrating.
All about practicing good technique and getting it right at the beginning so it feels natural.
I think it's really, it's a mental game, it's a physical game. You just keep working at it until you move up.
The amount of volume and practice to learn the technique is really important. And so practicing that technique, and in order to get a lot of mileage in, you need to tape.
It's not easy to have a lot of success right away in crack climbing, so you really have to have patience, and you have to find somebody like a Chick Holcamp that's been there, done that, has the t-shirt, right, so you can go out and have success.
You need to be willing to put in the work. And be willing to fail a lot, because it's not an intuitive motion, so it's very likely that you're not going to be good at it at first, which can be frustrating. So you have to go into it knowing that you're not going to be good, but that you want to be better, and also knowing that it's going to hurt a little bit, but you kind of get over it a little bit. So.
I like teaching crack climbing. When I came back from my road trip, I had so much experience with it that I started teaching people in Cleveland, and there was a whole group of people I taught then in the late 70s, early 80s, and that group, maybe there were 10 people, and then another 10 people in the late 80s and 90s, and then another group after that. I just keep finding Clevelanders that want to learn how to crack climb. And I've brought several people out here in the past, and now I get to bring a lot of people out.
think the best part is, being out here with people who are really great and learning from other people, watching them do it.
What I like to do is teach them at our gym the basic ideas of crack climbing. And then I tell them they got to practice. Your body has to absorb all those ideas into itself. It has to be in your body. And that's what lets you flow up the rock.
I wanted to climb. Chick had some climbing in the basement, and I wanted to start doing that. By the time I was able to do it, they had torn it down to build a new gym. So my only option really was to crack climb, and I still wanted to climb because I really loved it. So I would go to the railroad cracks with Chick and the crew, and also do the elevator crack. And so it was kind of, figuring that out there.
It's really cool. He has a really, really cool attitude, and he wants to bring people into it. He's very inclusive, and I just think it's amazing how, he wants to help out younger climbers, and, it's like he could be out doing his own thing, but he's cool and he's patient, and he wants to, see people succeed and move forward and bring them into climbing and show them why, why maybe he loves it, or, include people in it.
I've been climbing with you, Chick, for 15 years. I'd like to thank you for starting me down this voyage, right, and teaching me a sustainable way of climbing, right, of having to balance climbing and training and life, and realizing it's a long play. You can do, you can climb for a very long time at a very high level. Obviously, you do that quite a bit. And so I thank you for that. And I thank you for all the adventures that we've shared together, and for always looking out for my safety and my well-being, tolerating my tantrums, and keeping me motivated and focused.
Well, Chick, I can't thank you enough for the instruction you've given me, the encouragement you've given me, creating such an awesome opportunity, and then inviting me out, to all of this wonderful place. It definitely makes me want to come back again, and makes me want to bring more people into this, because this is a amazing family that you've created here.
You are an absolutely amazing mentor when it comes to climbing and crack climbing specifically, but just in general, just to life. You are very helpful. You get people through difficult situations. And in the end of the day, climbing, this is my first climbing trip, and you've really made me feel safe and that I'm protected no matter what is going on. So I can't thank you enough for giving me this type of experience.
And I'm looking forward to more trips with you and creating more memories and getting stronger, of course.
I think, when I first started climbing, Chick, I was so, I was kind of in a weird place, I think I had lost a little bit of I went through some shit, and I lost a little part of myself. And I remember being in Vegas, which was my first outdoor trip. And I remember you said something where you called me really tenacious. And I remember being called that when I was little, and it brought me back to kind of how I was as a kid, which I think was a part of me that I really needed to get back, because I had just gotten caught up in basically adult stuff and just a lot of bullshit. And there was something about you bringing that back out of me that was just really important. And also being able to go climbing these places that, if it wasn't for you, there's no way I would be out here. There's just no way. So, and this is probably my favorite place in the world, and so I'm so grateful for that. So thank you so much.
Well, this is my seventh year anniversary here at the Creek. I was first invited here by dear friend Chick Holtkamp. And I guess I just wanted to say thank you for this trip and for every other trip here, and for introducing me to climbing and me to all of these wonderful people that the trip here today. You've built a special place in Cleveland for a lot of special people to gather and be a productive, resilient community. And it's because we know you, and just want to say I'm so grateful for you in my life, and all the lives that your life has brought into mine. So thank you.
Out here at Indian Creek, it is such a beautiful place. It is just astonishingly beautiful. And I really like sharing this with people.